Mikrofon aktif.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Fazla Game Channel. Okay, so sebelum mulakan video, jangan lupa like, comment, share dan subscribe. Dan aktifkan juga lonceng notifikasi supaya korang tak ketinggalan video-video terbaru dari channel ini. Okay, so seperti korang tengok di tajuk, pada hari ini aku nak bermain game Fury Driver Moonwalks ya. Okay, so hari tu aku telah pun bermain Fury Driver 2 Original Sin. So pada hari ni aku nak main pula Fury Driver 1 atau Fury Driver Moonwalks. So apa tunggu-tunggu lagi? Jom kita mulakan sekarang.
Halaman 2 daripada Fury Driver blind Western Fury Driver Moonwalks kumpulan Fury Driver pertuturan tidak aktif.
Welcome to Fury Driver Moonwalks. Swipe left to continue a previous game. Swipe right to start a new game.
Swipe up or down to increase or decrease the background music's volume.
Tap to listen to the credits. Welcome to Moon City. You have reached. Open the menu. Welcome, Fury Driver. Swipe left to continue. Fury Driver Moonwalks, a game by Riccardo Vecchi. Game design and programming by Riccardo. Swipe left to continue a previous game. Swipe right to start a new game. Fury Driver Moonwalks, a game by Riccardo Vecchi. Game design and program. Swipe left to continue a previous game. Swipe right to start a new game. Welcome to Moon City. Hell, I don't know if it's a real welcome. Moon City is the worst city on Earth. On one hand, by day, well-dressed gentlemen who try to do business with respectable people. On the other, at night, clandestine races and huge quantities of drugs which are handled by the same people who wear elegant suits during the day and hold electoral meetings. And between day and night, a few honest people trying to do their job. This is the story of an honest man, a policeman, who recently moved to Moon City where he lived as a child. He came to visit his sick father and to... You have reached Moon City Police. Window.
So cara main dia sama macam blind quest ya guys. So yang bestnya adalah dia ada escape. So kalau nak escape tu adalah kita kena avoid obstacle nanti. So kalau suara yang cakap tu kat sebelah kanan, maknanya ada obstacle kat sebelah kanan. Dan dia akan cakap obstacle on the right. So kita kena pergi ke sebelah kiri lah caranya. Tap di kiri atau kanan screen lah. Macam line drive ya, macam line drive. So satu lagi, dia ada right turn, left turn. So kita kena pusing lah kanan kiri sampai habis. So jom, aku ada benda ambil kat koridor. So kita pergi koridor dulu.
To main hall. Window. To main hall.
Okay, pergi main hall dulu.
The main hall of the police station. In contrast to Fox's office, it's completely gray and has no discernible features. And there is no furniture, just doors to the offices. You have to Moon City. To corridor. An empty corridor. There's a fire extinguisher and a metallic door at the end that leads to the garage. You have prison cell. Fire extinguisher. This seems to function well. Virgil can use it to put out the... To main hall.
Sebenarnya guys, apa?
You have reached to move to corridor to Virgil's office.
Kat Virgil office ni terbakar guys. So kita kena padam api. So itu aku ambil fire extinguisher tu guys. Okay, jom.
Virgil extinguishes the fire. Nothing important is... It has a computer and some files stored in bookshelves. Virgil can see his documents on the desk.
Okay, so kita
You have reached save bookcase documents. Among the bookcase save point. You see to main hall. Book to main.
So kita perlukan dokumen ni dan create a police.
You have reached to move to corridor.
Ke garage.
You have reached to main hall. To garage. The garage of the police station. It has a police car in it and the shutter leading outside. Trash police car. A police. Virgil drives back into the streets of the chaotic Moon City. You have reached 5th Street to 5th Street, number 5, to Moon Mural, to 5th.
Okay, so
A three-way intersection leading to one of the main avenues of the city, to a public park, and to the police station. You have to public park. There's a small park in this corner of the city. It's as big as a small square, probably 40 meters by 40 meters. The politician Fox talked about is sitting on one of the benches, looking at the trees and bushes. There are some small stores at the edges of the park. You have reached public park. Politician. Pharmacy. The pharmacy clerk says he has only one of the medicines that Virgil needs to bring to his father. The other one is probably to 5th. Politician. This is the politician Fox told Virgil. To pharmacy. To 5th Street.
Politisi.
You have to public to 5th Street to 5th bench. To public to 5th.
Lagi pharmacy mana ya?
An unremarkable street that leads with nothing particularly interesting.
Virgil's apartment is one of the buildings in this street. You have Virgil's apartment to 2nd Ave to 5th. Virgil's apartment to 2nd Ave.
From here, the downtown can be reached going north, while the harbor and the sea are in the opposite direction.
You have street lamp to 2nd to 5th Street. Street lamp to 2nd Avenue.
This intersection leads to the most central part of the downtown of Moon City, or to the entrance of the ghetto. The latter appears to be in a much more decadent state than the former.
Save point to 2nd save to ghetto to teenagers. Save point to 2nd Avenue.
There appears to be a roadblock ahead due to construction work. The politician is in a hurry and suggests going through the ghetto to get to the
ghetto.
As soon as
Touch the screen with 5 fingers to skip the instructions.
Okay.
In a race, touch the left or right part of the screen to move in that direction. You will accelerate.
Okay, so dia macam sama lah macam Field
Get
Driver
ready.
2.
Start in 3, 2, 1.
obstacle on the right,
So kena elak tu. Elak tu.
obstacle in the center,
Oh. Okay, itu bunyi yang sebelah kiri tu bunyi ting.
right turn incoming,
Itu adalah bunyi aku dekat dengan hujung track.
turn completed,
Okay.
Left.
So tadi kita right turn ya. Kita pusing kiri. Pusing kanan.
right,
Sama je macam Field Driver 2.
right,
Oh, okay.
left turn incoming, turn completed, center, right, left, right turn incoming, turn completed, right, right turn incoming, turn completed, center,
Oh.
right turn
Track
incoming,
completed at 50%.
turn completed, center, left turn incoming, turn completed, right, center, left, left turn incoming, turn completed,
Oh, lagu
Right.
kiri tu ada apa tu? Bangunan.
center, right, right turn incoming, turn completed, center, right, center, right turn incoming, turn completed, left, center, center, right turn incoming.
Right turn incoming.
The escape is over.
Okay.
Virgil successfully escaped. After escaping from the gang, the politician turns out to be an undercover agent, and this was only a test for an important mission that Virgil is about to receive. Virgil has to infiltrate the city's criminal base, find out who the mysterious Mr. Sin is, the one who controls the crime, and arrest him. The policeman cannot refuse. He must pay for his father's medicine and cannot risk being fired. Virgil has proven to be an excellent driver. The idea to infiltrate the Moonwalks, the extremely dangerous clandestine races in Moon City. After receiving the latest instructions from the undercover agent, Virgil realizes that he has to go buy the medicine his father needs.
Okay, jom.
You have obstructed to First Street to Ghetto. Obstructed to First Street to get to First Street number 30.
Obat tiada di sini, so
The main street ends here. It continues both north and south. Going north leads out of town, where Virgil really doesn't need to go to right now. Going west leads to the city downtown. Trusted to First Street to Second Road to the eastern. Trusted drug dealer. The dealer asks Virgil to talk about their business somewhere else. This to first to second to trusted drug dealer. The dealer asks Virgil to talk about their business somewhere else. This location is too exposed at the moment. The southern part of the city, between the ghetto and the harbor, will do. To First Street to Second Street to First Street.
tak apa, jangan layan lah, dealer tu.
An unremarkable street. Some alleys can be seen every once in a while on the southern side of the street. To First Street, to First Elementary, to First Street, to First Street. This intersection is near the club district, where several restaurants and music clubs are, including the one most visited by Virgil's father. You to the club district, to First, to the club district, to First Street. An intersection that leads to the city square, the downtown center, or just the continuation of the main street. Pharmacy. The pharmacy clerk says he has only to First to downtown to First Street. You to the club district. Nightclubs, expensive restaurants, fast food chain restaurants, hotels, and the likes infest this area of the town. There's no room for any other kind of building. The Blues Club, so beloved by Virgil's father, can be seen to the east. You have reached save point. You say to Blues Club. The Blues Club is dimly lit with a violet light. There's a bartender on the left behind his wooden stand, and the co-manager on the right. You have to main room. There are several tables, and there's a stage, on which there's a piano, illuminated by a spotlight that Virgil's father is playing. There's no one else in the club yet. You have reached to manager Virgil's father. Virgil and his father chat. Virgil's father tells Virgil to manage
Ross.
a room with a black marble table with a bookcase behind it. The manager is sitting lazily on a black leather chair in front of Virgil. You manager. He tells Virgil that his name is clean table, some to main room. You have reached to Blues Club. You have reached to Moon City. You have reached to First Street to Blues to First Street. You have reached to First Street. You have fancy look to Main Square, to Downtown Center, to First Street, to Downtown, to First Street.
Siapa jalan buat tadi, guys?
You to First Street. You to First Street, Elementary, and to First Street. You trusted drug dealer. The dealer asked Virgil to talk about their business somewhere else. This location is too exposed at the moment. Road to the eastern desert, to 2nd Street, to First Street, number 31. You have reached Elementary to First Street. You to First Street, number 9. You have fancy look to Main to down. the absolute center of Moon City. Several skyscrapers and shops and intersections are set here. The blue windows of the skyscrapers create a nice contrast with the general grayness of the concrete of all the buildings here. Moon City to 2nd Avenue, to 1st to 2nd. The construction work has been completed, and now the street is traversable. You have downtown Main's to Dollar Store, downtown to 2nd Avenue. You have Save Point to 2nd Ave, Save to Ghetto, to Teenagers, Save Point to 2nd Avenue. Street lamp to 2nd Avenue. The concrete of the street begins deteriorating from here, a sign of a not too well curated part of the city. Truck driver, trusted drug dealer. This is the drug dealer that Virgil knows real well. He has good prices and sells the weed that can alleviate Virgil's father's pain. Virgil bought the stuff from him many times, and they've established a... Get ready. Start in 3,
Okay, escape.
2,
Jom.
1. Obstacle on the right. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Left turn incoming. Track completed at 50%. Turn completed. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. The escape is over. Virgil successfully escaped. Virgil and the drug dealer, sweaty and out of breath due to the intensity of the chase, stop in front of the blues club preferred by Virgil's father. The drug dealer gets out of the car, tells Virgil to send his greetings to the old man, and leaves, cursing for the close escape. The curses decrease in volume due to the distance, with the exception of a louder fuck, heard after a few seconds.
Oi.
You have reached save point to blues save point. You save to blue.
Sekarang kita akan jumpa ayah Virgil.
You to move to main room. You to blue to manage Virgil's father. He's playing a piano, but as soon as Virgil sees him, he asks him if he brought the medicine, and the medicine he needs for the day, because he's running out of it. Virgil gives it to him, and he looks so much more mellow now. He says his mood has improved, and he'll play. Virgil's father is playing a rather to blues club. Virgil heads towards the exit, but the co-manager suddenly calls him. It seems that you have reached Bart, co-manager. He's saying that this place isn't a rest home, and if Virgil wants to do something about it, he has to talk to the manager. But to do so, he says that Virgil needs an excuse and that the boss likes two things, and one is booze. He suggests Virgil talk to the bartender about it. Bartender. He says that the boss likes the same brand that a local drugstore has. He tells Virgil it's nearby, in the middle of Moon City's downtown. To Moon City.
Can I get drugstore?
To First Street, number to Blues Club, save point, to First save point, to First Street.
Aku tahu.
You have reached to First Street.
Cari wine kan.
Fancy looking house, to Main Square, to downtown. You to drugstore. A shoddy place with brown and red walls. Virgil can see the old owner on the right, and some liquors scattered around the room. Some inside showcases, some not. There's a closed door on the far right side of the room. You have reached wine shop owner. Virgil banters with the owner for a while, and then tells him that he's looking for a particular wine. The owner acknowledges that Virgil isn't a shady person, and tells him he can go into the cellar to look for the wine, because he doesn't remember where it is. To Moon City. To cellar.
So kita pergi cellar.
It's rather dusty. There are several barrels on the other side of the room. Wines of the room. Well, these wines seem very recent, and to left cellar. The barrels continue. Some of these seem to have been cleaned and some not. There are some bottles close to the barrels here. Wines of the room. These wines seem to come from other countries and have some exotic names. Virgil can't read some of them. To the end of to the cellar's end, to the end of... The room ends here. Virgil can see some bottles stored in a showcase, which seems to have been cleaned recently. Wines of the room. In the showcase are stored... Wardrobe. To the left cellar.
Itulah dia yang dia perlu kan. So jom.
You have cabinet. To the cellar. To drugstore entrance. To drugs. You have reached to cellar.
Nampak?
To drugstore entrance. To Moon City. To drugstore. To First Street, number 7. To First Street, number 19. Pharmacy. To First Street, number 25. To the club district. To First Street. To the club district. Save point. You save to Blues Club. You have reached a bartender. Virgil doesn't need anything from this comb. He looks tired, and he's liquors and alcohol to main room.
Ni boros, jom.
To manager's on.
Ni boros, jom boros.
You have manager. Since Virgil has the wine brand Ross likes so much, he gives it to him, and now Ross starts to listen. He tells Virgil that the second thing he likes are bets, and very much so. Virgil takes this as an opportunity and tells him about the Moonwalks and how he'd like to be a part of them. Ross seems interested in what Virgil is saying and says that he'd like to bet on him, and as long as he keeps winning, he'll allow his father to stay. This is the breakthrough Virgil has been looking for. This, and the fact that keeping a recreational place for his father is a good thing for his mental health, this gets Virgil very motivated to see this through. The manager tells Virgil that he's giving him a car for the races, but the first thing he has to do is to make it invisible to the eyes of the law. Ross has talked to the city mechanic. They established that he can do that, but only if Virgil gets him 3 car parts that have been stolen from him in the city. Lastly, he reminds Virgil to keep winning if he wants to keep his father here. He smirks as he says so, and Virgil hides his frustration. Ross tells Virgil that the 3 car parts of the downtown mechanic can be found in the west part of the city, before the suburbs. To main room.
Aku tahu di mana. Ikut aku.
You to Blues Club and you to Moon City. You save point. You save to Blues to First Street. To the club to First Street to First Street. Pharmacy to First to downtown center. To drug Moon City to Second Avenue to First Street number 7. This is where the best car workshop and mechanic in town reside. Virgil has heard that the man doesn't ask questions regarding the legality of the repairs or modification he's asked to do on the cars, and the police seem to turn a blind eye to his proceedings. Virgil thinks that this is the best possible place to come if he ever needs to repair or upgrade his car. You have reached the downtown mechanic. Virgil doesn't have all the pieces he needs to save point. Use mechanic. Virgil doesn't have all the pieces he needs to modify the car just yet. Save to Racer to First Street. This is the beginning of the main street of the city. The suburbs and outer parts of town can be reached by going northeast and northwest respectively. To 7th Avenue, High School. To First Street, to First High School. To 7th
Avenue.
A road leading outside the city. Some apartment complexes can be seen on both sides of the road. You to 7th Avenue, to First Street. Teen dealer. An arms dealer who nonchalantly sits to 7th Avenue. An intersection near the end of the town from which the outskirts or the suburbs can be reached. From this point, the more one goes towards the desert outside town, the less houses are seen. Pawn shop elderly woman. Pawn shop to 7th elderly. An elderly woman. Pawn shop. A pawn shop located in this part of town. Road to the suburb, to outskirts. Road. An asphalt road in a generally decent condition. It's surrounded by unkempt crop fields and grass. It leads to the suburbs. Save point, 7th Avenue. Save bus stop to suburbs. Virgil, 7th Avenue. Save point, 7th Avenue. You pawn road to outskirts. The outskirts begin here, just at the right of the pawn shop. And they're rather small. Some nightclubs and hotels can be found nearby. You young adult. To 7th Avenue. To out of town road. To hotel nightclub. To out of town.
Hotel eh?
The other side of the pawn shop can be seen from here. It appears to have a back entrance. The houses farthest from the city downtown are located in this area. Pawn shop back entrance. To outskirts. Pawn to house backyard. To facility. To outskirts. Pawn shop back entrance. To house backyard. Pawn shop. This is the back of the illegal pawn shop on this. To facility. To house backyard. To outskirt. To house back.
House backyard.
An unkept backyard. Virgil can see the shutter to a garage door that has been left open. There's no one in at the moment, so it's better if Virgil takes what he needs as soon as possible and leaves. Shrubbery. To Lone Shark Garage. Gray garage. There are some rectangular columns left and right which support the structure, and there are roughly 3 piles of items scattered on the floor. Dusty furniture. Car parts. Some car. To back. Dusty furniture. To back. To Moon City. To house. To facility. To outs. To house back. To outs. You have reached to 7th Avenue. You have pawn shop and elderly woman to 7th Avenue. You have to 7th Avenue to First Teen dealer. An arms dealer who not to 7th to Teen to First. You have reached high school to 7th Avenue to First High School to First. You have reached mechanic. Save point. Use mechanic. Virgil doesn't have all the pieces. To downtown center. You Moons to 2nd Ave to First Street to 2nd. You have dollar store to 2nd Ave, Main Square, downtown dollar store, downtown Main Square to You Save Point teenagers to 2nd Avenue to Ghetto to 2nd Ave to get to 2nd. You have street lamp to 2nd Ave. You have truck driver to 2nd Avenue to 2nd Avenue truck driver to 2nd Ave. You to 5th Street to 2nd Avenue to 2nd Avenue number to 5th Street number 9 to 2nd Avenue number to 5th Street number 9. Virgil's to 2nd Ave to 5th Virgil's apartment to 5th Street. To public to 5th Street bench to public park to 5th Street number 1 to public park to 5th Street. A dead end with the police station on the right side. Seen from the outside, it's a half white, half black building. The lower half in white, the upper one is in black. You have reached to 5th Street to Moon's mural to 5th Street. You bench to 5th Street to public park to 5th Street. You have reached Virgil's to 2nd Avenue. You have reached street lamp to 2nd Avenue. Save Point to 2nd Avenue. Teenagers to 2nd Avenue. You have down to Main Square. The main square of the city has general stores and skyscrapers surrounding it. As for the square itself, it's just a barren, flat, and gray concrete surface with no patterns. There's no place for monuments or statues in Moon City, because it's a relatively modern city, but also because it wouldn't fit with the corruption of the place. Man reading to 1st Street to 2nd. Man reading to 1st. Man. He's reading today's news. To 2nd Ave. Man reading a newspaper. To 1st. To 2nd Ave. To 1st. You have pharmacy. Fancy looking house. To Main Square. To down to 1st Street. Pharmacy. To 1st Street. Pharmacy. To 1st. You have to the club. To 1st Street. To the club. To 1st. Elementary to 1st Street to 1st Elementary to 1st. You have reached Trusted Road to the Trusted Drug Dealer. The old friend of Virgil has moved here. He explains to him that an arms dealer he met doesn't want money, but drugs in exchange for the car part, and asks him if he had any spare weed for this transaction. He does, and says that if Virgil pays him for this stuff and the other stuff he gave him for Virgil's dad, to 1st Street, to 2nd Road to the Eastern Trusted Drug, to Trust. Virgil doesn't need anything from the road to 2nd Street, number. Another entrance to the ghetto. The asphalt is in a general state of disrepair. Obstructed road to 1st to get obstructed road to 1st Street, number 34, to ghetto. Obstructed road. There appears to get to 1st Street, number. You have reached road to the east to 2nd Street to 1st Street. Trusted Drug Dealer to You have to 1st Street Elementary to 1st Street to 1st Street to the Club District to 1st Street number 19 to the Club District to the Club. To 1st Street, Save Point, to Blues Club, Save, to 1st Street, Save Point, to 1st. You have reached to the club, to 1st Street, number 9. You have pharmacy, to 1st, to downtown, to Main Square, fancy looking, to Main Square. You have reached to 2nd Avenue to 1st Street. Man to 2nd Avenue to 1st Street. You have reached Pharmacy to 1st to downtown. You have to drugs. Moon City to 2nd Avenue to 1st Street number to drugstore to 1st. To down to 1st to down mechanic. Save point. You save mechanic. Virgil doesn't have all the pieces. Save to race circuit to 1st Street. You have high school to 7th Ave. High to 1st Street. High to 7th Avenue. You dealer. Team. Dealer. Virgil has exchanged the drugs to 7th to 1st Street. Team. To 1st. You to 7th Ave. High school. To 1st. You have reached mechanic. Save. You save mechanic. The mechanic applies all the upgrades. The man begins his work and clears the car from any register. But now Virgil has to recover the pieces for the car modifications. The Moonwalks aren't a joke. The first he needs to get is nitro, then an engine modification. To do this, the mechanic asks for money that Virgil doesn't have. The guy strikes a deal with Virgil. If he delivers a very rare car from one side of the city to the other, the modifications will be done for free. Virgil accepts and gets in the car. But after just a few minutes, a bunch of dudes on motorcycles start getting closer and try to surround the vehicle. They pull out guns. Virgil pushes the accelerator and has to shake them off.
Kita kena escape lagi.
Get ready. Start in 3, 2, 1. Obstacle in the center. Obstacle in the center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn completed.
Ada kereta.
Center. Track completed at 50%. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. The escape is over. Virgil successfully escaped. Virgil escapes the bikers, drives the car to the destination, and returns to the mechanic. The mechanic installs the nitro and the engine modification in Virgil's car, and tells Virgil that it's possible to race now that the preparations are mostly complete. He asks Virgil to go to the racetrack and talk to the organizer. You have a mechanic. Save point. You save the race circuit. Virgil meets the race organizer, who informs him that there's a subscription to be paid in order to enter the Moonwalks. The amount is way too high, but the organizer tells him that he can accept weapons instead of money if one is short on that. 4 of them of decent to high quality should be good, he says. Virgil's got to seek these weapons. He thinks he can probably find them near the downtown area, since Moon City is so corrupt. To race circuit. The race organizers suggest Virgil go look for the 4 weapons near the downtown and 1st Street number 1. That area has many alleys just out of sight, which makes it perfect for hiding a lead. To downtown mechanic. Save point. You save the mechanic. Virgil doesn't need anything. To downtown center. To 1st Street number 1.
Yang dekat sini ada kan? First Street number 1 kan?
You have to 7th Ave to 1st Street High School. To narrow to alley. To narrow.
Kat Narrow Alley. Tengah alley.
A narrow alley. It seems like a dead end, but on closer inspection, Virgil realizes that there's actually a passage on the far left leading to a slightly bigger space between buildings. Virgil can hear some voices coming from there.
Ada suara.
You have window to hidden plate. As soon as Virgil enters, 2 gangsters who are talking about what to do with the machine gun notice him and pull out their guns. To fight, swipe up to attack. Tap 2 times to take medicine, and tap once to hear Virgil's health amount. When the enemy attacks, swipe left, right, or down to dodge in that direction. Gangsters. The shootout has begun. Shots in the middle. Virgil gets hit. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Virgil gets hit. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Victory! Virgil gets some medicine. Double tap to continue. Machine gun. Fence. Machine gun. Fence. To narrow alley.
Oh, kita jumpa machine gun guys.
You have reached to Moon City. To 7th Ave to 1st High School. To narrow to alley. To 7th to alley. A dark alley. It's kinda narrow. Virgil can see something interesting in the distance. You have wall to meeting point. The end of the alley. There's just the wall and a person in the middle. It's a man in a suit. You have ghetto buildings. Man in a suit. The person hands Virgil a loaded gun and leaves without saying a word. Ghetto built to alley. To Moon City. You have to 7th to 1st High School to 7th Ave. To 7th Ave to 1st Street. Team to apartment complex. A normal-looking apartment complex. The walls and floor are of white marble. There is a staircase leading upstairs, but the flat Virgil is looking for is on the ground floor. You have reached plant to apartment. The door is unlocked, and the place seems uninhabited. There are a few pieces of furniture, a couch, and a TV. According to some sources, one of the 4 weapons Virgil is looking for must have been left here somewhere. Cabinet, couch, wardrobe, drawer. It's not closed, and inside Virgil finds a loaded gun. He takes it with him. To apartment complex and to Moon City.
Okay, bawa jumpa 3.
You to 7th to 1st team to 1st. You to alley. To narrow alley. High school. To 1st Street. You have rate mechanic. Safe point. Use mechanic. To downtown center. You have washed up Moon City. Washed up cello case near trash. What's a cello case doing here? Thinks Virgil, visibly confused by the stark contrast that it makes with the stinky garbage bags lying beside it. He's curious, so he tries to open the case and to drugstore, to first street, to first.
Tak jumpa
You have
empat.
mechanic, save point. You save to race circuit. The organizer is satisfied with the quality of the merchandise and considers the subscription paid. Virgil can now enter those damned races. Save point. You save the to race circuit. Virgil drives to the track where he's supposed to race Camille. Virgil needs someone to help him. Get ready. Start in 3, 2, 1. Left turn incoming.
Okay, sekali ni race tak ada obstacle.
Turn completed.
Cuma pusing-pusing je. Left or right, tak ada obstacle
Left turn incoming.
Berangin tu.
Turn completed. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Track completed at 50%. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left turn incoming. The race is over. Virgil won the race. After winning the race against the French Camille, the criminal world begins to look at Virgil with some respect, but the rivalry of others grows. A few days pass, and one morning it seems that someone sabotaged Virgil's car before the race against his next opponent, HG. It may have been one of HG's. You have a mechanic. You save to race circuit. Virgil hasn't done all the preparations necessary for the race. If he goes as he is now, he's sure to lose, or at worst, even save point. You save mechanic. Virgil doesn't have the photos of the politician yet. To downtown, to First Street.
Kita kena naik
You
kelab
have
guys.
to 7th Ave, to First High School, to Narrow High, to First,
Kita kena pergi naik kelab kat Second Avenue
to
tu.
downtown center.
Tapi tak apa, ada jalan pintas.
You Moons to 2nd Avenue, to 2nd Avenue.
So kita kena pergi naik kelab.
You Dollar Store to 2nd Avenue, number.
Mana?
You have rate teenagers to 2nd Ave. Safe. You teenage to 2nd Ave. You to 5th to 2nd Avenue.
Ya, di sini lah.
You have truck driver to 2nd Avenue, number 34. The avenue ends here, and from here there's a single small street perpendicular to the other street, which leads to some buildings to the west and the harbor to the east. You have save point. You to 2nd Ave to 11th Street. Some decadent apartments are in this road, along with some grocery stores and other businesses which seem slightly shadier. Garage to nightclub to garage to nightclub. The mechanic told Virgil that this is the nightclub the politician would be attending. It has a marble floor with a black and white chess-like pattern and soft pink lighting. Virgil can see the receptionist on the right, wearing a suit. You have reached nightclub entrance. Coat hanger. Receptionist. To main room. The main room has a stage and some tables. There seems to be no one here but two people talking on the left. You have reached strip pole and stage. Politician. This is Virgil's strip pole. Politician. Middle-aged woman. A blonde woman which is talking to side room. The side room is just like the main room, but farther to the right and not visible from the entrance. There are some people here, and the tables are the same, small and round, like the ones in the main room. You have rape table. Client table. Oh, this... The shootout has begun. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shot. Virgil gets hit. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Virgil gets hit. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Victory! Virgil gets some medicine. Double tap. Client. Bathroom to main room. Bathroom door. Virgil doesn't need to client to main.
Okay, dah jumpa dah. Gambar
You have
dia.
to entrance. To Moon City. You have to Second Avenue. You have reached save point. Use Fishmonk to 11 to Second Ave. To Second Avenue. Number 30 to Second. You to 5th Street to Second Avenue to Second. You have reached teenager to Second Ave to Ghetto to Second Ave. You dollars to Second Avenue Main Square downtown center. You have reached a drugstore to First Street. Mechanic. Save point. Mechanic. After receiving the photos, the mechanic looks very pleased and starts working on the car. Virgil's now ready to face the second of the 5, the English driver, HG. He looks and acts like a classic. Get ready. Start in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, ni ada obstacle guys.
Obstacle in the center. Obstacle in the center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Center. Right turn incoming. Track completed at 50%. Turn completed. Right. Right turn incoming. Out of track. Turn completed. Obstacle in the center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center! Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Race is over. Virgil won the race. To face Doppler, Virgil's next opponent, the car needs to be reinforced against any shots. For reinforcement, he has to retrieve around the city map 6 materials that are needed for the job. Each of them is likely held by a different receiver, and the suburbs seem the best place to find them. You have reached mechanic, save point, to racer, save, to race, to first street.
Lagi suburbs. Lagi mari lah.
To 7th Ave, to first street, to 7th. You to 7th, to first street, to 7th, to apart, to 7th Ave. Ponch Road to the suburb. You have save point, bus stop, save, bus to suburb. Here the downtown ends and the suburbs begin. They're an endless stream of identical houses, only distinguishable by their street number. Virgil has been told by gangsters that there's an engine piece hidden near the shed of a brown house, so he needs to look out for that. You have reached signpost to suburbs. Here Virgil can see a young boy, probably 16. The stream of white houses, each with a garage and a mailbox and nothing else besides windows and doors, continues. Young guy. This boy greets to suburbs. There seems to be an intersection here that says 3rd Avenue. Might warrant an inspection. You children. To suburbs. 15 chill. To suburb. Chill. To suburb. Virgil can see a house that has been painted brown here. It must be what he's been told about. There's also a sign that reads 27th Avenue. You angry gangster. This gang.
Oh, dia marah eh.
The shootout. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Virgil gets hit. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Victory! Virgil gets a car part. Double tap to Brown House. To sub trash can. To Brown House. This house looks exactly like the others, except it's brown instead of white. The mailbox still looks like the others, though. The house also has a shed outside. You have a save point. Use cluster of steel materials. Among these scraps, there seems to be an intact engine piece. It's probably been left here for a reason. To suburbs, save point. To shed. To suburbs, to save point. You save the to sub. To brown house. To suburb. Trash can. To suburbs. The road ends, turning left to the main street. A guy in a suit seems to want to talk to Virgil. You have reached easygoing gangster. Virgil tells this gangster that he's looking for some hot engine stuff for a race. To suburbs, easygoing gangster. Virgil tells this gang. To suburbs. From here, Virgil can go backwards or to the 27th Avenue, as the main street and the houses seem to come to an end. A vast cornfield stands before Virgil, behind which there is only desert. You have reached annoyed gangster. This gangster seems pissed and is talking to himself about how much money he's lost.
Lawan.
The shootout has begun. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Virgil gets hit. Shots on the right. Less than 75% life points. He's a little stunned. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Victory! Virgil gets a car part. Double tap. To end of to sub mailbox. To end of main. There seems to be nothing else here except a broader street between two of the last houses. Might warrant a closer look. You have pile of garbage. Look. To alley, to suburb, garish car, to alley, to suburbs. You mailbox to suburbs, to end, to sub. Easy going gangster. Having defeated the gangster, to suburbs, to suburbs, Main Street, number 27. To suburbs, 15th Avenue, number 3. You have to Brown House, to suburb, trash can, to sub. You have reached children, to suburbs. To suburb, young guy, to suburb. You have reached to Moon City. You save point, 7th Avenue. No. Pawn shop, road to outskirts, to 7th to 1st Street. Team, to 1st. You to alley, to 7th to narrow out high school, to 1st. You have reached to downtown Mechanic, to down. Moon to 2nd, to 1st, to 2nd. You have downtown Mains to 2nd Avenue. You have save point to 2nd Avenue. To get up to 2nd Avenue. Street lamp to 5th Street, to 2nd Avenue, number 27. Truck driver to 2nd Avenue, to 2nd Avenue, to 2nd Avenue, truck driver to 2nd Avenue. You have save point, fishmonger, safe to 11th fishmonger, to 11th Street, number 2 to 2nd Avenue. To 2nd Avenue, truck driver to 2nd Avenue. You to 5th to 2nd Avenue. You have safe to 2nd Avenue, safe to 2nd Avenue. You have downtown Main Square, downtown. Moons to 1st Street, number 19. You have fancy looking pharmacy to 1st Street, to down to 1st. You to the club to the club district, to 1st. You have to 1st Street, to 1st Elementary, to 1st Street. Trusted to 1st trust. Virgil doesn't need anything from this person right now. To 1st trusted drug dealer. To 2nd Street, road to the to 1st Street, number 30 to 2nd Street. obstructed to first to ghetto, obstructed road to ghetto to first road to Second Street, to first. You have to first element to First Street. To the club to First Street to First Street. Pharmacy to First Street to Downtown Center. To drugstore Moon to Second Avenue. Number to First Street to First Street to First. You have mechanic save point. Mechanic to face Doppler. Save point to racer to First to Downtown Center. You have reached Downtown Center to drunk to First Street number 7. To First Street. You have fancy looking house to Main Square. Man to First Street to Second. Man reading a newspaper to First Street. Pharmacy to First Street number 25 to Downtown Center. To Main fancy looking house. Pharmacy to First Street number 25. To Downtown Center. You have Moon City to Second Avenue to First Street to Second. Down to Main's to Dollar Store. Downtown to Second. You have save point to Second to get up to Second teenagers. Save teen to Second. You have street to Fifth Street to Second Avenue. You have reached truck drive to Second Avenue. Truck drive to Second Avenue to Second. You have save point fish to 11th Street number 1 to 11th. Some trucks are parked at the side of the road, probably waiting for something to come out of the harbor or get into the harbor. Containers to harbor entry to Second. Containers to harbor entry to Second. Container to harbor. There's nothing to Second out. Fish to 11th. You have garage tonight to Second garage to Second. Fish to 11 to Second Avenue. You truck drive to Second Avenue to Second Avenue. Street lamp to Second Ave to Second Ave to Fifth to Second Avenue to You save point to Second Ave to ghetto to Second teenagers to ghetto to Second Ave. You down to Main Square to Second Avenue. Downtown. You have to drugstore to First Street to First Street to First Street number 7. To First Street. You pharmacy to First Street number 25. To the club to First Street to First. You have elementary to First Street to First Street to First Street. You road to the eastern to Second to First trusted drug dealer. Virgil doesn't need anything from the road to trusted drug dealer to First Street number 31. To First Street elementary to First Street. To First Street to the club to First. You pharmacy to First to Downtown Center. to First Street, number 7. Mechanic, save point, used to racer. Virgil hasn't done all the mechanic, to First Street. You have reached to alley, to 7th Avenue, to First High School, to narrow, to alley, to 7th Avenue. You to apartment complex, team, to First Street, to 7th Avenue, to apartment team, to 7th Avenue. You have pawn shop, elderly woman, to 7th Avenue, to outs road to the pawn shop and road to save point, bus stop to save point, 7th. You have pawn road to outskirts. To 7th Avenue, to hotel, to out of town, young adult, to 7th Avenue, young adult, to out of town. You have reached to house back to outskirts, to facility, to house back to outskirts, to house to facility. There are very few apartments from this point on, and some hotels and cafes can still be seen occasionally on both sides of the road. To the out of town, to near the villa. To the out of town, to near the... Some buildings, probably ex-factories, repurposed as warehouses to show the border of the city. From here on, it's just the desert and the lonely asphalt road that goes through it. You have reached to facility, save point, desert. To the warehouses, to facility, save point, desert. The road extends to the warehouses. Virgil has to save point, to facility. You villa, to near the, to the out of villa, to the out of... To house back, to outskirt, to house back, to outskirt. You have reached to 7th Avenue, to hotel, to out of town road, young adult, to hotel. Virgil is up, to young adult. A young man wearing a tank top is to out of young to 7th Avenue. Pawn shop, elderly woman, to 7th Avenue. To 7th, to First Team, to apartment team, to First Street. To 7th, to First High School, to narrow alley, to First. Mechanic, save point, to racer, save mechanic, to face Doppler, to downtown, to First, to down. You have reached to drunks, to first, to second, Moon City, to drugstore, to First Street, number 19. Pharmacy, to First Street, number 25. You up to the club just to First Street, number 30. To First Street, elementary, to First Street, to First Street. To First Street.
Aku tahu guys. Aku tahu apa yang tak.
You have a fancy looking house to Main Square, to down.
Aku baru ingat.
To drunks, to First Street. You have mechanic, save point, to race circuit. Virgil has to to 7th, to First Street, to 7th. To 7th, to First Street, to 7th. You pawn shop, road to the suburb. Save point, bus to sub. Signpost to suburbs. Young guy to suburbs. You have reached children to suburbs. to brown house to sub to brown. You have save point to shed to suburb.
Ito. Abandoned house.
You have to brown house to suburbs. To suburb to suburbs to suburbs. You have to end to suburb to end. Garish to alley to suburbs to alley. The street looks more like an alley, in which there's nothing but the two white walls of the houses that surround it. A decrepit house can be seen far ahead. Fence to abandon to end. Fence to abandon. An abandoned wooden house stands amidst the cornfield. It's getting dark brown with age, the wood rotting. It's probably 40 years old. The house is in complete ruin, not fit to be explored without major risks. It's a miracle it's been standing there for all this time. Virgil can see a young man with ragged clothes and a peaceful expression sitting on the steps to the entrance. You have drug dealer. Sitting on the house steps, this guy tells Virgil that he does have an engine piece in the back, and that if he wants it, he can have it in exchange for some weed. The man seems to be craving the substance, and Virgil knows exactly the person to look for if someone needs this kind of drug. Cornfield. Cornfield. To alley. Drug to alley. You to end of Main Street. To end of. Garish car to suburbs to out. Garish car to out to suburbs. Mailbox to suburbs. You have children to suburbs. Young guy to suburbs. You have to Moon City.
Baru pergi Padre.
You have Save Point bus stop to suburb 7th Avenue. No. You have elderly woman to 7th. To obtain to First Street. To alley to narrow out high school to First. You have to downtown center. To drugs to First Street. You have rate pharmacy to First Street. No. You have to the club to First Street. No. You have to First Street to First Street to First. Trust it to First. Trust it to Second Street Road to the to First Street.
Baru betul.
Element to First Street to First. To the club to First Street. Pharmacy, fancy looking house to Main to down. You have to drug to First Street. To down to First Street to right to First. To out to narrow alley high school to First to 7th. You have to obtain to First to 7th Avenue to apartment to 7th. You have reached elderly woman to 7th to outskirts. Road. You Save Point. Use bus to suburb. You sign to suburbs. Young guy to suburbs. You have children to suburbs. You have to Brown House. To suburbs. You have rate to suburb, to suburb, to suburbs. You have to end of Main Street. Garish to alley. Fence to abandoned house. You have drug dealer. The
Dah,
to alley.
sekarang kita boleh pergi.
To end of Main Street. You to suburbs. You mailbox. The to you to suburbs. You to suburbs, to suburbs, to suburb. You have reached to Moon City.
Baru boleh pergi tempat tadi.
You have reached road to 7th Avenue. Elderly woman to 7th. You to apartment comp team to 1st Street. You to alley to narrow alley. High school to 1st Street. To down to 1st to mechanic. Save point. Use mechanic. Mechanic applies all. Save. You save the. You save to race circuit. Virgil drives the. Virgil will now face the American driver Doppler. So called because he is so fast that he always and only leaves the sound of his engine moving away in his trail. Get ready. Start in 3,
3,
2,
2,
1.
1.
Obstacle in the center. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left. Virgil gets hit. Obstacle on the left. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Out of track. Obstacle in the center. Right turn incoming. Track completed at 50%. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Center. The race is over. Virgil won the race. Virgil has defeated Doppler. Fontana, penultimate of the 5, is now waiting for Virgil to show up at the track to challenge him.
You have reached First Street, Mechanic. Save point. You saved Mechanic.
Virgil doesn't need anything from this person right now.
Save point. You saved the race circuit.
Virgil drives the penultimate of the 5.
Okay.
Get ready.
Fontaine na.
Start in
Jom kita lawan
3,
Fontaine na.
2, 1.
1.
Obstacle on the left. Center.
Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left. Left turn incoming. Out of track. Turn completed.
Obstacle on the left.
Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Right turn incoming.
Track completed at 50%.
Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Virgil gets hit. Obstacle in the center. Obstacle on the right. Virgil gets hit. Right. Obstacle on the left. Obstacle in the center. Right turn incoming.
Apa bunyi dia kena obstacle lah.
Turn
macam.
completed. Right. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Center. The race is over. Virgil won the race.
After the race, a man in a white racetrack suit and blonde hair greets Virgil and introduces himself. He is Almanon, the leader of the 5, and Virgil's...
You have mechanic. Save point. Used to race.
Virgil drives to the track.
Virgil begins to race. You have mechanic. Save point. You save to race circuit to downtown center.
Sekarang kita kena tolong Elmanan guys. Kereta dia rosak ke.
You have reached Moon City to 2nd Avenue.
Kita kena race yang dekat race circuit.
You have reached downtown Main Square to
So jomlah kita pergi ke Harbor Entrance.
You have safe teenagers to 2nd Avenue, number 20. You have reached street lamp to 5th to 2nd Avenue. You truck driver to 2nd Avenue. You have reached save point. You to 11th Street, number 1 to 11th. You have container to harbor entrance. The entrance of the harbor is plain, and the street changes from grainy to smooth concrete. Some containers can already be seen at both sides of the road in the near distance. You have parked to harbor. Several containers can be seen here. There are so many side by side and on top of each other that they almost look like a small hill with a labyrinth near its base. Virgil can see some people here, which are either workers or belong to a more suspicious kind of trade. You have crane to harbor, middle to crane to harbor, middle
The containers end here, and further, there's only a pier with some boats moored in. A guy in a suit stands back against one of the containers, seemingly resting. Save point. Dealer. Save point. Dealer. This is the dealer whose goods might help Elmanon get the car he needs if he sells them. Virgil starts talking to him, trying to establish a good deal. But as soon as the two reach an agreement, the dealer pulls out a gun and two other cohorts show up. The shootout has begun. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Victory! Virgil gets some medicine. Double tap to continue. Save point. To pier. Save. Use. To pier. To harbor. Harbor workers. To harbor. You have reached to harbor entrance.
Dah, settle.
You have to Moon City. You have to 2nd Avenue. Fishmonger. 211 to 2nd. You have to 2nd Avenue. You have to 5th Street. To 2nd. To teenager. To 2nd. To ghetto. To 2nd. Dollar. To 2nd. Main Square. Downtown. You have to drunks to 1st Street. Safe to race. Safe to racer. Both are ready to start the race. Virgil and Alman in exchange. Get ready. Start in 3, 2, 1. Obstacle on the right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming.
Macam punya batu guys.
Turn completed. Obstacle to the center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn complete. Track completed at 50%. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. The race is over. Virgil won the race. As soon as Virgil defeats Almanan and gets out of his car, Mr. Sin finally shows up. He's an average-sized man, dressed completely in black with his face covered by a mask made of cloth, and tells Virgil through a device that distorts his voice that he has watched him carefully during and outside the races, and that he wants him to join his team directly. Virgil realizes that he is about to reach his main goal. Now all that's left is earning the trust of the extremely dangerous boss, the chief of all the major crime in Moon City. He accepts. Mr. Sin seems particularly to trust him and immediately puts him in charge of an important task, that of collaborating on drug operations down at the port. Virgil agrees to head down there as soon as possible. You have mechanic, save point, to first, to downtown.
Pergi harbor balik.
You Moons to 2nd Avenue. You Dollar Store to 2nd Avenue. You Teenagers to 2nd Avenue. To 5th Street to 2nd Avenue. To 2nd Avenue. Fishmonger to 11th Street. Containers to 2nd Avenue.
Aku lupa nak save point. Sorry guys.
You have reached save point. You save Fishmonger to 11th Street. You continue to Harbor. Upon entering the harbor, Virgil is approached by a beautiful woman wearing an extravagant dress. She explains in a very strict manner that she Sin's contact for the drug operation in Moon City. Virgil remembers reading a file on 2 women who helped Sin with drug operations. The press had known everything and nicknamed them Moon Goddesses. She, Virgil thinks, must be one of the 2. She assigns Virgil a mission. He has to travel to a warehouse complex on the other side of the city, bring back here all the weapons he can find, and hand them to a man who is one of their contacts in the containers section of the harbor. You have save point. Desert. To the warehouse.
Warehouse.
The warehouse, seen from the outside, is a square building with white exterior walls, which have been dirtied brown and black in time. Some patches of grass surround the building, and there's no one near the entrance doors. You have reached warehouse entrance. Grass surrounding the entrance to warehouse. Northeast to grass surround to warehouse. Inside, the warehouse has gray walls and floors. There are a lot of boxes of various sizes and materials lying around. There's also some items laying around. It functions as a deposit for who knows how many things. You have reached warehouse northeast. Wooden boxes. Some wooden to warehouse north. To warehouse east. To warehouse entrance. Wooden box to warehouse.
North. Kita pergi north.
There's nothing here but boxes. Polystyrene container. A bright to warehouse northwest. To warehouse center. To warehouse northeast. Polystyrene container. To warehouse northwest. To warehouse center. The center of the building. Clothes of several different types of materials are stored in wooden boxes, one for each kind of cloth. You have reached piles of clothing. Some to warehouse north. To warehouse east. to warehouse south, to warehouse west, to warehouse north. Polystyrene to warehouse northwest. This is the upper left corner of the building. There's something here that catches Virgil's eye. Wooden case. To warehouse north, to warehouse west, to warehouse north, to warehouse west. There seems to be several cardboard boxes in this area of the warehouse. Other than that, there's nothing else that's interesting. Cardboard box. A cardboard box left to warehouse southwest, to warehouse center, to warehouse northwest. Cardboard box to warehouse southwest. There seems to be several black plastic containers of various sizes here. You have small container, briefcase. To warehouse west, small container. To warehouse south, to warehouse west, to warehouse. Metal containers seem to be stored in this area of the building. Metal case. To warehouse. Metal case. To warehouse center. To warehouse southwest. To warehouse southeast. Metal case. To. Several metal barrels are stored in the bottom right corner of the warehouse. They're not dusty at all, and there are some dragging marks on the floor, suggesting that the barrels have been moved here recently. Barrel. A metal. To warehouse south, to warehouse east, barrel. To warehouse south, to warehouse. Several wardrobes lie ordinately in several rows and columns. They're all dusty except for one in the front row. Wardrobe. To warehouse northeast, to warehouse center, to warehouse southeast, to warehouse northeast. You have a wooden box to warehouse, north to warehouse, east, to warehouse entrance.
Layo po semua.
Grass to Moon City. You have safe desert, safe to facility, save point, to to the out of town road. To outskirts. You have to 7th Avenue. Elderly woman to 7th Avenue. You have rate to apartment complex team to 1st Street. To alley. To high school to 1st Street. You have rate to downtown center. Moons to 2nd Avenue to 2nd. Dollar to 2nd Avenue to 2nd. Teenagers to 2nd Avenue. You have to 5th Street to 2nd Avenue. To 2nd Ave to 2nd Ave. You save point. You fish to 11th. To Harbor Entry. To Harbor. Contain. So to Harbor. Serene Gangster. As soon as Virgil tries handing the weapons to the gangster, 3 other men in suits from another gang show up, and they're pissed. They're saying that they were the ones that had an agreement with the gangster at the harbor, and the weapons in the warehouse were supposed to be theirs. Said gangster feigns ignorance, but the 3 dudes pull out their guns. Virgil must resolve the situation immediately. The shootout has begun. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots on Virgil gets hit. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. on the right. Shots in the middle. Virgil gets
Less
hit.
than 50% life
on the
points.
left.
He begins to falter.
Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Victory! Virgil gets some medicine. Double tap to continue. After the shootout with the enemy gang, Virgil looks for some crates so he can put the corpses in them to get rid of the evidence. He's assisted by Hill, a drug addict girl who works for Sin to get the drug. The two begin working, and after a while they start talking. Hill tells Virgil that she is a kind of a handyman, adopted by a family since she has been abandoned by her real parents as a child. Despite her addiction, she has no choice but to work for Sin, because getting a normal job in her current condition is practically impossible. She seemed determined to seek medical help and quit her life as a member of the underground as soon as she gets enough money to live decently. Virgil feels sympathy for her situation. Maybe Moon City still has some hope. You have reached to harbor entrance. You have reached to Moon City. As soon as Virgil leaves the harbor, the moon goddess who requested the job approaches him and gets in the car without saying a word. She just tells him to go to the hotel nightclub in the northern part of the city.
Okay, jom.
You have reached young adult to out-of-town road to hotel.
Hotel nightclub.
The place looks like a normal 3-star hotel. It has white walls and a brown marble floor, and it's well lit. A man in a jacket that appears to be the owner has been waiting for Virgil and the goddess at the entrance. As soon as they arrive, the goddess begins negotiations with the nightclub owners, and she tells Virgil to stay put, not take initiative, and not intervene. He also asks Virgil to check the hotel for anything suspicious. Reception, the goddess, owner of the nightclub, first floor. The first floor of the hotel has red velvet walls, and 3 entrances to rooms can be seen. It appears to be a love hotel, where each room is fashioned in a particular way. There's also a guy in a tank top resting on one of the walls, looking up at the ceiling with a worried expression. You have to ground to medieval-looking room, to old-fashioned room. This room seems to be fashioned after the 60s. Several rock band posters have been attached to the wall. A desk, the bedside table, and even the windows seem to be from the time period. 50s double family photo. Family photo. 50 to first floor. Safe, stressed man. The guy recognizes the photo immediately and asks Virgil for it, and he hands it to him. As thanks, and because he thinks that Virgil can be trusted due to his honesty, and he's not being hostile to other people he should be negotiating with, he reveals some new info about how this nightclub works. To old-fashioned. To first floor. You have to ground to medieval to modern. This bedroom is the most normal here. It has a double bed with white sheets, a flat screen OLED TV, a normal bathroom.
Azan guys. Oh.
It's a room fitting for a 3-star hotel. Virgil thinks it's for guests that don't like the kinkier, weirder rooms of the establishment. Bed, TV, closet. To first closet. The door to the closet. To bed. To You have to ground floor. To medieval. This room doesn't have a window and looks more like a dungeon. There's no bed. The walls are made of stone. The floor is wooden. A single candle lights the place and is attached to the wall. And there are actual prison bars that outline what appears to be a cell, which has some handcuffs attached to the wall. You have reached fake metallic cuffs, a drawer. There's to first fake metallic to first. You to ground to medieval to old-fashioned to modern. You have reached to first floor. Closet. Inside the closet. Bed. To first floor. You have reached save point. To modern room. To medieval looking. To ground floor. As soon as Virgil comes back, the shootout has begun. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Victory! Double tap to continue. You have reached reception first floor to Moon's recept to Moon. Get ready. Start in 3, 2, 1.
Escape dari polis ya. Jom.
Obstacle in the center. Obstacle in the center. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Center. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Right. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Completed at 50%. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Center. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left. Left. Virgil gets hit. Obstacle in the center. Obstacle on the left. Obstacle on the left.
Okay.
Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. 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 Virgil gets hit. Obstacle on the left. Obstacle on the left. Obstacle in the center. Right turn incoming. The escape is over. Virgil successfully escaped. After having successfully escaped, the goddess is very happy with how Virgil behaved. He's proven to be very capable and reliable. Some days later, she contacts Virgil and gives him the next mission. He must carry 3 crates.
Okay, ni.
You save point, bus stop. Save bus to suburbs.
Kita kena ambil container. Kita letak kat shed.
You have reached signpost to Moon City to suburbs.
Cari 3.
You have reached to suburbs, young guy. To suburb, young guy. To sub. Drug crate, children. Drug crate,
Kau jemput
children.
satu.
To suburbs, 15th Avenue. You have trash can to Brown House. To suburb. To Brown House. to suburbs, to shed, save point, to suburbs, 15th,
Lagi tu bawa jumpa satu. Nak tiga.
to Brown, to suburbs. You drug crate. To suburbs, to suburbs, to suburbs, Main Street, to suburbs, 15th, to sub. You mailbox, to end of, to suburb, to end. You have to suburbs, to alley, garish car, to alley. You drug crate, to end of Main Street.
Dah jumpa tiga dah.
You to suburbs, Main. You have mailbox to suburbs. You have reached the suburbs, Main Street, number 4, to suburbs, Main Street, number 27, to suburbs, 15th Avenue, children. To suburbs, 15th.
Pergi brown house.
To Brown House.
Lepas tu pergi shed.
You have save point. You save the to shed. A simple shed, quite spacious on the inside, about 6 meters by 6 meters. It has a steel ceiling, wooden walls, and a smooth concrete floor. Empty boxes, pieces of wood, empty, some wooden box, pieces of wood, pieces of clear space.
Dah.
Virgil puts the last crate into the shed. Some police sirens are heard in the distance. The two get into the car and run away. You have reached save point to 2nd Avenue to Ghetto. To 2nd Avenue to Ghetto. To 2nd save you save to Ghetto.
Kan kita kena pergi ghetto.
Virgil can go straight or to the right. You have movie post to Ghetto north. To Ghetto west to Moon City. To Ghetto west. Virgil can go left or right. You have to Ghetto, to Ghetto, to Ghetto, south grocery store, to Ghetto, northwest. Movie poster, to Ghetto, to Ghetto, to Ghetto. Virgil can only go right. Laundry, to Ghetto, northwest, laundry, to Ghetto, center. Virgil can go straight or to the right. You have reached center Ghetto, to Ghetto, north, to Ghetto, west, to Ghetto, south, kiosk, to Ghetto, north, to Ghetto, west, to Ghetto. Laundry, to Ghetto, center. Kiosk, to Ghetto, it's a dead end. It's a dead end, to Ghetto. You have to Ghetto, northwest, to Ghetto, center, to Ghetto, southwest, grocery store, to Ghetto. Virgil can only go left. You have reached West Ghetto, young boy, to Ghetto west, to Ghetto south. Young boy, to Ghetto. Virgil can go straight or to the left. You to worn out garage. An empty gray garage with nothing inside. A staircase can be seen leading upwards, probably to an apartment. Busted car to drugs lab. As soon as Virgil enters, 3 young men are seen. Get ready. Start in 3,
Skip.
2,
2,
1.
1.
Obstacle to center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Left turn incoming. Turn completed.
Left. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Track completed. Center. At 50%. Left. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. The escape is over. Virgil won the race. Virgil and the other policemen catch up to the thieves and manage to apprehend them. You have reached busted car to drugs lab. An apartment adapted into a chemistry lab. There are some machines lying around, turned off. No one is in the room. You chemical equipment workstation. Chemical equipment. Some of the materials that are used for the synthesis of cocaine are here, but not all of them. Virgil thinks that he will question the thieves that have been apprehended about this. Chemical equipment. Workstation. A metal table near a pair of machines. To worn out garage. Chemical equipment. A metal table with a metal table. Workstation. To worn. You have to Moon City. You have reached South Ghetto. To Ghetto Southeast. To Ghetto Center. To Ghetto Southwest. You have reached to Ghetto South. To Ghetto West. Young boy. To Ghetto. You have reached Northwest Ghetto. To Moon City. You have reached safe to 2nd Avenue, number 6, to Ghetto. To 2nd Avenue. Downtown Center, Main Square, to 2nd. You have teenagers. To 2nd Avenue, number 20. To 5th, to 2nd Avenue, to 5th. You have reached to 5th Street. Bench. To 5th Street, number 1. You have mural. To Moon City. You have reached to Fox's, to Virgil's office. Save point. Bookcase. To main. Save point. To main. You have to Fox's, to Virgil, to Cord, to Moons, to Cord. To garage, to main, drug produce, to garage, drug produce. The thieves, which are currently being supervised by some officers, give up the location of the missing materials after a round of questioning. They are in a storage room located in a dark, to main, to garage, to main. You have to Fox's office, to Cord, to Moons. To 5th, to Moon City, to 5th.
You have bench to 5th Street. To 5th Street.
Storage room. So jom.
To 5th Street. To 2nd Avenue. Virgil's above. To 2nd. Street lamp. To 2nd Avenue. No. To 2nd Avenue. To 5th Street. To 2nd Avenue. You have save point. You say teenager to 2nd Avenue to ghetto. You movie post to ghetto west. Grocery store to ghetto southwest. To ghetto center to ghetto northwest. To ghetto. You have young boy to ghetto west. To ghetto south. You have to worn out garage.
Guys tu.
You have busted car to Moon City. You have to ghetto south to worn out garage to ghetto southwest. To ghetto center. To ghetto southeast. Virgil can only go left. You cop. To ghetto south. To ghetto east. Cop. To ghetto.
Man, drop alley.
Virgil can go straight or to the left. You have to ghetto south. To ghetto center. To ghetto southeast. To ghetto center. To ghetto northeast. To ghetto southeast. To ghetto. Virgil can go straight or to the left. To dark alley.
Ni.
A narrow alley in which not a lot of light passes through. According to the thieves, the storage room should be here, and at a closer inspection on one of the red brick walls, Virgil recognizes an unlocked metallic door with the same color of the wall. You have reached trash container. To storage room. To Moon City. Trash container. To store. A small room, about 3 meters by 3 meters, in which some items are hidden inside. There's a light that can be turned on by a button on the wall, allowing to see what's inside.
Okay.
Cardboard, machine pieces, and black compost.
1, 2, 3.
During the exploration of the thieves' shelters and the questioning at the police station, Virgil picked up some clues, which became clear to him just now after depositing all the drug equipment. It seems that all the attacks on Mr. Sin's business have a common direction, or someone who knows Sin, but who has no position of power. Virgil immediately thinks of Almanan. He must speak to his friend, and so he calls him. Almanan trusts Virgil and tells him the truth. He's not working for Sin anymore, but he still needs money for his daughter's health care. Drug trafficking is the only way in Moon City, even if it means clashing with Mr. Sin. Almanan asks Virgil to join him. Virgil can't, but he won't betray him. Virgil's cell phone rings again. It's the goddess, and she has another job for him. The gang that attacked them the last time at the harbor is gathering up for a new attack, and 4 modified cars must be brought to a safe place with a truck. She tells Virgil to talk to a man at the 27th number of the 2nd Avenue. You have truck driver to 2nd Avenue. Truck driver to 2nd Avenue. To 2nd Avenue. Fishmonger. Safe point. Fish to 11th Street. To 2nd Avenue. To 11th Street. Number 3. You to 2nd Ave. To Harbor and containers. To Harbor.
Hamun mo ada kereta.
Parked trucks. Rigged car. What? Parked truck to Moon City. To Harbor.
Tu pun ada.
You have reached to Harbor. To Harbor. Crane. To Harbor. Crane. To Harbor. Harbor worker. To Harbor. To pier. Save point. To pier. Safe. Use. To pier. There's almost nothing here. The sea is the only thing to be seen looking forward, for at the left, right, and back, there's only Moon City. You have rigged car. One of the... To Harbor. The men... Harbor workers. To Harbor.
Tu ada satu lagi Satu lagi dekat nightclub. Jom.
To harbor entrance.
Ada 4. Sorry.
You to Moon City. To 2nd Avenue. To harbor entrance. Containers.
Ada yang dekat nightclub.
You fishmonger. To 11th. You have to 2nd Avenue. To harbor containers. To harbor and
Cuma, sana pula.
you to Moons. You have to 2nd Avenue. Fish to 11th.
Kat sini pun ada.
You have rigged car. One of the to 2nd Avenue. You have fishmonger to 11 to 2nd Avenue.
Hanya satu lagi.
You to 2nd Avenue. To 2nd Avenue. To truck driver. To 2nd Avenue. You rigged car. One to 5th Street. To 2nd Avenue. You have truck driver. After talking to the truck driver, the familiar police sirens are heard getting closer. The cops manage to get ready. Start in 3, 2, 1. Obstacle on the right. Left. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Track completed at 50%. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Center, out of track. Obstacle on the left. Obstacle on the right. Right turn incoming. Turn completed. Left. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Center. Center. Left turn incoming. Turn completed. Escape is over. Virgil successfully escaped. The truck is safe. Virgil gets out.
Pertuturan aktif. Saat. 6. Perekaman screen sedang berjalan. Pukul 6. Pertuturan tidak aktif.
Out of the truck and finds himself in front of Mr. Sin with the same mask as the last time. Mr. Sin congratulates Virgil, proving himself to be one of his best men, but not the best yet. If he really wants to reach the pinnacle of his multiple businesses, he has only one thing to do: kill Almanan. By now, Mr. Sin has discovered his betrayal, and for treason, there is only one punishment. The boss explains to Virgil that Almanan hides in an old building near the blues clubs,
and it is recommended to blow up everything after work in order to remove all traces. Again, Virgil has no choice. He must kill his friend. Hill. You have reached to First Street, to Second Road, to Almaina, to First Street, number 31.
Kena cari guys, deal gun apa?
You have elementary to First Street, to First. Weapon to First Street, number
Weapon
weapon.
Okay, bawa
To the
satu.
Club District, to First Street. Fancy looking house, to Main Square. You explosive to second explosive stealer. This guy. Man reading to First Street, to Second Avenue, number 6. Weapon dollars, weapon deal. Downtown Center, Main Square, down. You have to drugstore, to First Street.
Dah jumpa 3 benda.
Mechanic, Save Point, to Racer, to First Street, to Downtown. To drugs, to First Street. You have reached Pharmacy, to First Street, number. To the Club, to First Street. You have reached to First Street, to First. To First Street, to Second Street Road, to the Eastern, to Almaina, with the explosive materials and the hideout consists of several green tents and a 2-floor house in the distance. The tents probably functioning as a base of operations or for doing covert operations. Virgil wears the mask, readies his firearms, and begins to infiltrate the tents. Save point. You save the parked cars. To South Tent. To to South. Each tent is linked to 2 or 3 other ones, and they all look similar. They've been set up mostly on dirt and are supported by metal poles. The tents here continue to the left and to the right, and the shuffling of boots on the ground can be heard nearby. Playing cards. To Southwest Tent, to entrance. Playing cards. To Southwest Tent, to Southeast Tent, to Southwest Tent. The tents continue north. Military clothing, medicines. To West, to South Tent. Military clothing, to bathroom stalls. To West.
Okay, sekarang tak ada apa-apa.
There's something in this tent, and there's another tent immediately north of this one. Sealed crate to Northwest Tent, to South. Sealed crate to Northwest Tent, to Southwest Tent, to Northwest. The tents continue to the east here. All in the tent. Almanon's gangster. The shootout has begun. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on Virgil gets hit. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. More than 75% life points. He isn't worried about it. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Victory! Virgil gets some medicine. Double tap. All in the to north tent, to west tent. All in the tent, to north. The tents don't proceed further north. Instead, the door to Almenon's building is nearby. There appears to be a gangster on standby there, guarding the entrance. Doorbell. To northeast tent. To main building. To northwest. Doorbell. To northeast tent. To main. To northwest. To northeast. The tents continue west here. Stitch is in the tent. Almenon's gangster. The shootout has begun. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. 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 Shots in the middle. Virgil gets hit. Less than 75% life points. Shots in the middle. He's a little stunned. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Victory! Virgil gets some medicine. Double stitches to north tent, to east tent, stitch to east. There's nothing particular here. The tents continue north. Cornfield. Medicines. To southeast. Cornfield. To northeast. To southeast tent. The tents continue north from here. Magazines. Almenon's gangster. The shootout has begun. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Victory! Virgil gets a double tap to east tent, to south tent, magazine, to south. You have playing cards to southwest tent, to southeast tent, to entrance, to southwest tent, to southeast tent. You have magazines to east tent, to east. You have cornfield to northeast tent, to southeast, to northeast. You have stitches to north tent, to east tent, stitch to north. Doorbell to northeast tent, to main. Almenon's hideout is probably what was his former home. It has a parquet floor, white walls, a ground floor, and a first floor connected by stairs to the ground floor. Virgil thinks that this doesn't look like a gangster's hideout at all. He probably did with what he had available instead of seeking out a new place, which makes sense because his gang has been formed recently. The blood spattered by Almenon's men makes a disturbing contrast with the normality of the place. You have reached table with map to north tent, table with maps to lobby. The lobby of the house. From there, the right and left wings of the building can be reached. Save point. You save the game.
Telepon. 2 detik untuk buka.
Oke, sorry tadi aku charge phone tadi. Kita sambung Oke. Tadi
Halaman 1 dari halaman 2. Fluid driver 2 original. 40 penggerak disetkan. Orientasi. Jangan pukul 8 lewat 7. Kekal selang seluler. Rekaman screen sedang berjalan. Audio moto blind glare. ARR01. Audio wizard. Hal hunter anti. Flutter. Blind drive. Fluid driver. AWS. Fluid driver. Moonwalks. Pertuturan tidak aktif.
Welcome to Fury Driver. Fury Driver, Moonwalks, a game by Riccardo Vecchi. Swipe left to continue a previous game. Swipe right to start a new game.
Okay, kita sambung kan tadi.
You have reached to main to right wing. To main building. You have reached table with Matt O'Maynon's gangster. The shootout has begun.
Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the right.
Shots in the middle. Virgil gets hit. Less than 75% life points.
Shots on the right.
He's a little stunned.
Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the right.
Shots in the middle. 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 Virgil gets hit.
Shots on the right.
Less than 50% life
the
points. He begins to falter. Virgil uses a medicine. He recovers all of his life points.
Shots on the left.
Shots in the middle.
Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left.
Shots in the middle.
Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the right.
Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle.
Shots on the
Tak
right.
ada reload guys. Dia peluru tak
Shots on the
habis.
right.
Atau dia reload sendiri.
Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the right.
Shots in the middle.
Shots on the right.
Victory!
Okay.
Virgil gets a medicine. Double. Table with to lobby. To north tent. Table with an iron table to lobby. You have reached lobby. Swipe left or swipe right to move. Save point. You save the to left wing, to right wing, to left. There's almost nothing here except a door which blends itself with the wall. You have painting to closet, to lobby, painting to closet. Some things have been left in the small, dark closet. Nothing out of the ordinary stands out. You locker to left wing, locker to left. You have reached left wing to lobby. You have reached lobby. Swipe left or swipe right to move.
Sekejap guys.
Save point. To left wing, save. You save to right wing.
Right wing
From here, the building continues forward down a corridor. You have flower vase. To corridor. To flower vase. To At the end of the corridor, the kitchen and a bedroom can be seen, and no one is inside them. The stairs leading to the first floor are at this intersection. You have bathroom. O'Maynon's gangster. The shootout has begun. Shots in the middle.
Shots on the right.
Shots in the middle.
Tembak dah.
Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left.
Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle.
Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right.
Shots in the middle.
Shots on the left.
Shots in the middle.
Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots in the middle. Victory!
Okay.
Virgil gets some medicine. Double tap to continue. Bathroom. To first floor. To right wing. Bathroom. The door to first floor. There are some locked doors, probably leading to former bedrooms. Apart from that, the floors and walls are of the same material as the ground floor. 2 doors have been left ajar. You have medicines. Some to corridor to storage room. To living room to corridor to storage room. This is a storage room. Loads of firearms have been stored here. Rifle to first floor. Rifle to first floor. You to store to living room to corridor to living. This appears to be a study. It has several bookcases, which make the place look like a small labyrinth. There's a door at the end of the room. Virgil readies himself. The final confrontation is near. Table with photos. Oh, Mainon's gangster. The shootout has begun. Shots on the left. Shots on the left.
Sorry.
Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the right. Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Shots on the right.
Sorry.
Shots in the middle. Shots in the middle. Virgil gets hit. Less than 75% life points. He's a little stunned. Shots on the right. Shots on the right. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Shots on the left. Victory!
So baik.
Virgil gets some medicine. Double tap to continue. Table with photos. To Almanon's bedroom. First floor. Table with to Almanon. Almanon stands at the center of his bedroom, and he drops the phone he's been talking into. This is no time for second thoughts and hesitation, Virgil thinks. You Almanon's books. Almanon.
Ni Almenan sendiri guys.
Almanon looks confused to see Virgil, but he doesn't recognize him due to the mask he's wearing. Virgil, not wanting to think about what he's about to do, suppresses his emotions and shoots Almanon. He looks emotionless as he falls down to the floor, lifeless. He knew this could have happened to him if he decided to go against sin, and he must have clearly made up his mind about these risks quite some time ago, to be this unsurprised at his death. Having done the deed, Virgil mechanically puts his pistol away and only thinks about the last thing he has to do before leaving this accursed place, burning it all to the ground. Supporting Almanon's books.
Kita kena ambil ni guys. Supporting column.
Supporting column. Destroying this column should severely undermine the stability of the building. Virgil places some explosives and gasoline here.
Tu untuk bom guys.
Almanon to living room. Almanon to living.
Supporting column tu.
You have table with first floor. To Almanon's table with photos. To Almanon first floor.
Cari lagi.
You to store to corridor. To living to store to corridor to store.
Kat storage room ada aku tahu.
You supporting column. Rifles and to first floor.
Okay.
You have reached to storage room to store.
Salah.
Rifles. Some rifles and to first rifles. Some to first. You have reached to to living room, to corridor, to store, to
Bakar.
bathroom, to right wing, to first bathroom, to right bathroom. The door to the back, to first, to right wing, to first, to right.
Right wing.
You to lobby, flower vase, to corridor, to lobby.
Ding ding.
You have save point, to main building, safe. You save to left, to right, to left. You painting, to lobby, to cloth, painting, to cloth. Supporting column, this locker, the left wing, locker, a metal locker, to locker, a metal, to left.
Unlock.
Painting, to lobby. You have save point. You save to main build. You have reached table to north tent, to lobby, to north.
Okay, sekarang cari kat luar. Ting.
You have reached supporting pole, to central doorbell, to northeast, to northwest doorbell, to northeast tent. You have stitches in the tent, to east tent, to north, to east. You have cornfield, to southeast tent, cornfield, to northeast, to southeast tent, corn, to south. You magazines, to south tent, magazine. Recent, to east tent, to south tent, magazines. To east tent. Cornfield. Some piss, to north, to southeast tent, cornfield, to northeast. You stitches to north, to east tent, stitches to north tent. You have doorbell, to northeast, to main, to northwest tent. All in the tent, to west tent, to north tent, all in the tent, to north, to west tent. You sealed to southwest tent, sealed a wooden to northwest, sealed to northwest, to southwest tent, to north. To west tent, all in the tent, to north tent, to west tent, and all in the tent. There's a hole to north, all in the tent. There's a hole to west tent. You have reached to southwest tent, to northwest. You have reached to west tent, all in the tent, to north tent, to west tent.
Salah lagi.
You have to southwest. You military to south tent, military clothing. A few to bathroom stalls, to wet to bath. This tent has some plastic transportable bathroom stalls in it, and not much else. You supporting pole, bathroom stall to southwest, bathroom stall to south, bathroom stall. Some plastic to south, bathrooms to southwest. You have military to bathroom to west tent, to south tent, military to south tent, to west tent, to south tent. You playing card, supporting pole, central playing cards. 2 decks of to southwest, to southeast tent, to entrance, playing cards. To southwest tent, to southeast tent. To entrance.
Yes, dia kita nak bom.
You have reached save point. Parked cars to south to moon save point. Parked car. Several save. You save to Moon City.
Okay. Kita kira dari 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Kira-kira sama-sama guys. 4, 3, 2, 1. Kosong.
Having placed enough explosives around the building, Virgil gets further away from the establishment and presses a button on a remote detonator. Several loud booms are heard,
and both the tents and Alaman's house get destroyed in the explosions. Some fires also start on the scene. Virgil pushes the accelerator on his car, wanting to get as far away from that place as possible.
The job has been done. Betrayal is accomplished. Nothing but fire and ashes are left behind the fast car driven by Virgil. He hates Mr. Sin. He wants to take him down. He's suffered enough because of him. But he can't. He's so close to him, yet he still knows nothing about him. Where he is, who he is. Mr. Sin is still a complete mystery. There's no evidence leading to him, even his body size. The only thing he knows about him is too generic to make any assumptions. The only one who has shown him confidence is Hill. Virgil collapses and talks to her about his real job, probably so desperate in the spiral of violence that is Moon City. Hill still surprises him. If he wants to kill Mr. Sin, she's with him. Finally, for a normal life away from his clutches. Virgil is reassured. He looks her in the eyes, behind the dirt and filth of Moon City. Perhaps all is not lost. The two get into the car and resume their race, with one goal: to eliminate the powerful Mr. Sin.
You have completed the game at
96%.
Keep driving in Moon City to discover new secrets. Welcome to Fury Driver, Moonwalks.
Okay, so itulah game dia. So macam mana korang game ni? So sangat best kalau menurut aku lah. Okay, so kita endkan video sekarang. Aku tak nak cakap lama. Assalamualaikum. Bye bye.
Pelantangan. Kecerah. Dipilih. Fokus. Dipilih. Rekaman skrip.